What's up, guys? It's me, Ninja Dave. Remember me? No? Good. That's by design. I vanish in a cloud of smoke until I have something worth sharing, and until then, I'd rather stay in the shadows. I don't need your likes. I don't sustain myself on your validation. But if we are friends on Facebook, you might have noticed how I did vanish for about 2 years or so until I came back last July to post this, hinting that it is time to buy the dip. If you don't know what that means, that's fine, stick around. But if you do know what that means, compare the prices of any of these assets between then and now, and I think you'll agree that that was a share-worthy post. More on that later. Today, I'd like to share with you the story of how I, at long last, escaped retail sales hell and found my way into the world of cryptocurrency. Better late than never. Fair warning, this story's gonna start out really bitchy and bleak, and it's all about me, so if you got better things to do, I don't blame you a bit for bailing. But be honest, you're not doing shit right now. So, stick around. There's a light at the end of this tunnel, and you might even learn a thing or two. So it all started when I got my first real job, working for 6 years in some dark hole in the mall, peddling gag gifts and other useless shit that should have never been created in the first place because it's all destined to wind up in a fucking landfill or one of those floating garbage islands accumulating in our home planet's oceans. So yeah, the awareness that I was day in, day out, contributing nothing more to society than cheap laughs at the expense of polluting the planet, and the collective conscience for that matter, really weighed down on my mentality. I knew I was meant for more, so I followed that up with 6 even more miserable years working at an absolute dumpster fire disguised as a home improvement store. This place was twice as physically and mentally taxing as the last, so way to level up, right? The pay was better, but at what cost really? Prioritize your spiritual well-being, friends. You cannot get these years back. So at this point, I'd spent all of my 20s and a little bit of my 30s, well over a decade of my life, dealing with the insufferable public and corporate idiocracy that comes with working those kinds of jobs. It just about did me in. I was but a shell of my former self, humming guitar riffs in my head to the beat of my dread walk back and forth those stores in an attempt to stay sane and hope that I could record these ideas when I got home. But I wouldn't. I had no willpower left. My spirit was crushed. The light at the end of my tunnel was but a faint, dying ember, soon to be submerged by the incoming tide of the Arizona Bay. You know what I'm saying? Now, some of you who've never had to work a customer service job might think that I'm just bitching and whining for having to work a job like everyone else, but let me tell you, man, anyone who's ever worked a week in retail will know exactly what I'm talking about. Be kind to those poor souls that you find working in those stores. They are not okay. Some fake it well, but no sane person can find fulfillment within those walls. So I'm already about to snap, right? And then the pandemic hits. And since I'm considered essential, I get to keep my job, while all the other businesses in town shut down. And people are bored, and my store is open, so by proxy, Lowe's becomes like the new mall for greater morons. They're just out here in groups, like, shooting the breeze, man, just spitting their venom all over the place. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And so Lowe's took it serious for like all of a week. They had us taking shifts up there at the door, doing head counts, like only 500 people can come in here, which like still felt like kind of a lot, right? But no one was really keeping track of that stuff. And the one time that I tried to, oh, hey man, you're number 501, you gotta wait until someone comes out that exit. My family is in there! Bro, they're right there, like, you'll see them again, chill. And so it's no surprise, a lot of people got really bent out of shape over the whole pandemic precautions thing. Oh, this is bullshit! You're bullshit! I'm real sorry, man. If you don't want to stand here, you might hobble on back to your car, you poor fat fuck, but, like, I just work here. Sorry. Yeah, whatever, man. You know that fucking mask don't work, right? Right? Okay, cool. Thanks for the heads up, man. Be sure to post that on your Facebook where it belongs so that we can all scroll right on past your dumbass. I may or may not agree with you that a lot of this is overhyped bullshit, but at the end of the day, just don't be an asshole. Like, come on. The fuck is wrong with people, man? Jeez. And if you were or are still one of those guys, I speak on behalf of all decent people worldwide when I say, sincerely, fuck all the way off forever. Go the fuck away, man. No one likes you. Just leave. Yeah, dude, so that pandemic hit, and out of the woodworks come all of the nastiest, most ungrateful, vile goblin fucks, man. Like, sheesh. I mean, surely they were here all along, but now they're just empowered to venture on out into the world with more than ever to bitch and complain about and just turn it on up to 11 on any poor, helpless souls that they encounter. So it's probably obvious by now that I'm not a social butterfly in the first place, so the endless barrage of brain-dead zombies in the public is already enough for me. Then couple that with the demanding physical labor of lifting and loading up all of their appliances all day long into the back of their filthy trucks that, oh, I'm sorry, man, I forgot all that shit was back there, just throw it on top. I'm like, okay, cool, can you give me a hand? No, I just had back surgery. Everyone in Caddo Parish just had back surgery, apparently. So, pro tip for aspiring surgeons, open up a spinal clinic just outside of every Lowe's store, because your clientele, they're walking in there seemingly fine. Soon as they hit that door, they need one of those motor scooters. They will bitch if they don't have one. You find them one, and they'll scoot on around and chase people down and berate them until they make it outside of the store, where they're now completely helpless. Like, they can't even read anymore. So, you open your spinal clinic, and maybe also have like a Hooked on Phonics book club in there too. I was completely drained after getting home from work every day dealing with all of that kind of shit, making me just neglect all of my dreams and aspirations, and also be a subpar parent and partner. I just wanted to be left alone in the dark to soak in some YouTube brain rot and further dissociate from the monotonous reality that had become my day-to-day life. And I hated it, and it just wanted it to be over. There was just no end in sight. Then one day, two equally frustrated coworkers asked me if I'd ever heard of something called XRP. Said it's like a cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin, but newer and cheaper to get into. They had just invested $500 or so a few months prior and were already up about triple what they started with. They showed me on their phones how it was fluctuating in value in real time, and I was super intrigued. I thought that was very cool. I wasn't ready to dive into crypto just yet, but I sure did desperately want a way out of soul-sucking jobs for the rest of my life, so I was gonna go do my digging. Let them know, though, that it was time to go to lunch, and these people are giving me a rash. I gotta get the fuck out of here. And of course, everyone wishes they had bought Bitcoin 10 years ago or whatever, right? Like, duh, but this felt like perhaps a chance to be early to something. Worth a shot, right? So I took that info and tucked it into my brain folders to check out later, and went on about my daily lunch ritual, which consists of find fast food as quickly as possible and get back under the shade of a tree so that I can pull up something on YouTube and crash out and take a nap until I have to go back to hell. And if you've known me for any length of time, you know I've loved the band Meshuggah for 20 years now, second only to Tool for me, right? And I had recently found this content creator who was making his own renditions of Meshuggah songs and doing extrapolations about the theory underlying these songs. It's this dude, Blake Howley. Howley? Howley. I'm going with Howley. You know why? Because this guy strikes me as a lone wolf. A werewolf. howling at the full moon, battle axe in hand. You know what I'm saying. So I was just really resonating with this guy's extrapolations of these songs because he understands music theory and like knows how to explain stuff that normally just goes right over my head as a self-taught play-by-ear kind of guy, but he knows how to explain theory in a way that it's like a self-evident truth that I've known all along. He's got me like grinning and nodding along as if I understand what he's talking about, like, of course you resolve the tonic scale into the bubonic chronic chromatic chord. Like, of course you do. Good! Am I actually learning anything? Don't know. Don't care. Moving on. Alright, so back to my lunch ritual where I've pulled up under my tree and pulled up YouTube, and Blake has uploaded this video today that's titled Blockchain, literally idiot proof. And I don't know what blockchain is, but I'm clicking on it because I'm digging this guy, right? Oh, and I have to mention too right here that you can see here he dropped this video right at the tail end of his Meshuggah Monday series, and just before beginning, you guessed it, a Tool Tuesday series. What? Did we just become best friends? Yes. Fuck yeah, like, I'm gonna come find you, dude, and jam with you. Like, seriously. Where are you? Fucking Canada? Like, I'm getting my passport as soon as this shit goes to the moon, so look out. So he drops this blockchain video, like, right at the Meshuggah tool cusp, right? So, like, I'm definitely here for it. Like, we're checking this shit out right now. Little did I know that clicking on that video that fateful day and opting out of my lunch nap would change the course of my life. And I'm going to link this video and his channel below so you can go check it out, but I'm going to play you a couple of clips from this real quick just to kind of tie this story together, alright?
This one, pay attention, okay? So what happens when you literally do almost 100 Meshuggah Monday studies? You start to see things differently, okay? Integrated thinking. There's something a little bit bigger that's going on, son. I'm about to explain it to you. Blockchain, okay? Now, if you like go on Google and YouTube and try to look up what blockchain is, you're going to get a whole bunch of confusing nonsense that is literally designed to just make you think, oh, I'll never understand blockchain. That's literally the plan. Right? Yeah, balding conspiracy theorist over here. Get used to it. They don't want you to know what blockchain is. They don't want you to understand the value of cryptocurrency. Blockchain is nothing more than data storage. That's it. Yeah, it can keep track of transactions. Obviously, it can keep track of anything. Think about it like this. Internet real estate. That's what it is. So if you realize that cryptocurrency is an opportunity to buy internet real estate, then you'll see the value of it, and you'll see that Bitcoin being worth $20,000 right now is like literally hilarious. I mean, that's nothing compared to what it will be worth in only 2-3 years, maybe only 1 year. We don't know when this is all going to hit the fan, but right now, it's before it hit the fan. That's all I can tell you right now. Blockchain is just a giant matrix. So every time you buy a piece of cryptocurrency, you're building the matrix. You are buying a piece of real estate that you can store your consciousness on. Yeah, that might be a little too much for you, but just don't rule out the possibility that the Matrix is literally like telling us the future. Okay? If you see that movie as being very prophetic, then you see the value of blockchain. You realize the value of blockchain is a space to exist. It is real estate. It is a space for your consciousness to exist. So if you can buy that now directly from the source, the price of that is just it's literally priceless, right? Realize that the coders who made cryptocurrency were giving us, the working class, an opportunity to get ahead. They're trying to reset the whole system. They're trying to give people a chance to get rich. That's all it is. And considering how cheap these coins are right now, you better believe you're going to be rich. It's just obvious, man. Pay attention. If you're holding XRP right now, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, you know the whole story.
All right, are you still with me? We're 15 minutes deep now, and no one's ever heard me talk this long before in my life, probably. So, congratulations if you stuck around this long. Here's where the story actually gets good. Listen, I have never been a superstitious guy. I believe that at its core, the universe is chaotic and random until the very end. I don't believe that fate is predetermined. But fucking maybe, because like, okay, if it wasn't for Meshuggah leading me to Blake, and shout out to my homeboys Keith and Kendrick for leading me to XRP, and then the confluence under that shade tree, in comes Blake, talking directly to me, it would appear, telling me everything I needed to hear right now on my lunch break, dying to leave the mundane hamster wheel endless cycle of soul-sucking jobs, the Tool and Meshuggah cusp and the Matrix, and what more signs did I need? It's time to figure this out, dude. Do the fucking research. And here we are. I didn't hop right in that same day, but I made the decision right then and there that I am 100% doing this. And about a solid week of crash course research until I felt confident enough to make like an informed decision. And here we are. It's been less than a year. Bitcoin was under 20K when Blake made that video. Have a look behind me and you'll see that it's now, 66K, about to put in a brand new all-time high again, like, probably today. So, do your research. It's, sooner or later, I'd look into it. At this point, it's not even so much about Bitcoin, because as long as it's partying this hard, all of the whole crypto space, all of the altcoins are partying way harder, and that has afforded me the freedom to finally quit that shithole job. Thank God. I am so much happier, and for once in my life I can actually see that light at the end of the tunnel. It's growing, and my passions are leading me towards it, and I now have the freedom to work on things that I truly want to be working on, and spend time with my family and reconnect with old friends, and that's true wealth. Like, I'm not rich yet, but I don't need to be. As long as I have the freedom to do what I want with my time, that is true wealth. And I mean, what more could you ask for?
I don't worry about money because I'm doing this. This is how I survive. I pay attention to what's going on the stock market, but also in cryptocurrency. And I've made a few idiot-proof moves that basically make my future pretty secure. And any of you are capable of doing this. It's literally basic idiot-proof. And realize that. Realize it's not scary. It's not complicated. It's for us. It's for the working class. So that's what I got for you, man. What's good for you in crypto is good for me in crypto. The more people investing, the more it's worth. The more we hold it, and it's decentralized from these bigger powers that obviously understand the power of it and are buying it so they can sell it back to us. We don't have to worry about that. We can have the control if we buy now. We're talking about coins that are worth literally cents, like 10 cent, 20 cent coins. Buy 100 of those right now. Well, what do you think happens when the price hits 100 per coin, 200 per coin, 300 coin? We've already seen it happen with Bitcoin. 2012, people were buying Bitcoin for literally 60 bucks.
Whoa, fucking wow, right? Whew. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, dude? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Yeah, man. This shit's about to blast.